Today I'll be making wheaten bread, a delicious breakfast, lunch or snack whenever you're hungry. To make enough for 2 medium bread tins, you will need 12 ounces of Morton's flour coarse wholemeal. There may be other brands that do this, but I've always used Morton's. 6 ounces of plain flour, this too is Morton's, but any brand should do. 3 ounces of sugar, granulated or caster, I use granulated as it's cheaper. 1 dessert spoon of table salt, 1 dessert spoon of baking soda, 3 ounces of butter, preferably room temperature as it makes your life later on that much easier. Mine is cold and I paid for it. And finally, 1 pint of buttermilk. We will begin by measuring out both our flours. I was being extra careful of the measurements as to ensure perfection for the video. Then to the bowl we add our sugar. I ran out of granulated sugar and had to search for some. I ended up having to mix some caster sugar in, but no harm was done. We add our dessert spoon of salt and baking soda into the bowl. I sieve the baking soda to stop any clumps. Then we add our butter into the mix. You'll notice I realised that I shouldn't dump the butter into the mix, rather I should measure the butter first, then add. Here comes the messy part. With your fingers, mix the butter into a dry mixture until there are no butter clumps left. This may take a while, so rest your shoulders, have music on, and get to work mixing. It may be easier to place the bowl in a sink as your arms would be perfect length for mixing. To help know when the butter's fully mixed, take a handful and sprinkle it through your fingers as I do. If you find there are clumps, continue mixing with fingers. If you find it's quite easy to let it sprinkle through your fingers, then you are finished. When the butter is fully mixed, it's time to add our buttermilk. We add it in small amounts as to reduce the risk of adding too much. Then, with a large spoon, wooden or slotted spoon as shown in the video, we begin to mix the flour with the buttermilk. When all the buttermilk has been mixed, add more buttermilk. It will then become more sticky, and once enough has been added so that you can form a ball which you can lift and compress with a spoon, When you reach that ball form and you've compressed it into the sides of the bowl plenty of times, you're finished with the hardest part. Now to the buttering of the tins. First, rip off a big piece of butter wrap, or use a paper towel, whichever suits, and apply butter to this. Then generously cover the tins in butter. Ensure all sides and corners are buttered. Do this for all of your tins. Now comes the flour. Sprinkle the coarse wholemeal flour into the buttered tins until all sides have some flour on them, making all sides white as shown in the video. With your spoon, evenly cut the dough. I cut it in half as I have 2 tins, and place it into the tins. Don't mind me angrily shaking the spoon, by the way. When the dough is in the tin, evenly and generously cover in coarse wholemeal, as you will be using your knuckles to flatten the dough, which removes air from the dough, and you don't want the dough sticking to you. When you flatten the dough evenly in the tins, you're good to go. Place the tins into a preheated oven at 160 degrees Celsius and leave it in for 50 minutes. When the 50 minutes are up, take your bread out of the oven and carefully put your ear close to the bread. If you hear popping or cracking from the bread, that means it's not ready and needs to go back into the oven for another 3 to 4 minutes. If you listen closely to the video, you should be able to pick up the sound coming from the bread. It's able to pick it up. Keep repeating this process until you hear no popping or crackling coming from the bread. This means it's finished cooking. Take the tin out of the oven and using a knife, carefully cut around the edges of the tin to remove any stuck edges, and place bread onto a wire rack and let rest for about 20 to 30 minutes for the best experience. There you have it, wheaten bread, which I can guarantee are delicious, as these loaves were both eaten within the day of baking them.